As dawn breaks, our protagonist finds herself enveloped in an eerie silence, her family nowhere to be found. The morning light, usually a comforting beacon, now feels like a harsh spotlight on her solitude. A shiver runs down her spine as she calls out for her family, her voice echoing back at her from the empty rooms of their once warm and familiar home. She stumbles through their house, her heart pounding like a drum, her mind racing with questions. Where could they be? Why is there such silence? The absence of their familiar laughter, their morning chatter, feels as cold as a winter's night. As she moves from room to room, a chilling realization dawns upon her. The doors, the windows all boarded up. No trace of life outside. No way out. A sense of confinement seizes her, as if invisible chains have been wrapped around her. Her breath hitches in her throat. Her eyes dart around the room, taking in the grim reality. The world outside is just a memory now, a cruel mirage beyond her reach. Her home, once her sanctuary, has become her prison. Her heart is a whirlwind of fear and confusion, but amidst the storm, a spark of defiance flickers. She refuses to succumb to the despair that threatens to drown her. Her spirit, resilient and unwavering, pushes back against the fear. As the minutes tick by, her panic gives way to a steely determination. She has to understand what's happening. She has to find a way out. She has to find her family. Every fiber of her being screams at her to fight, to resist, to survive. Her mind races, formulating plans, discarding them only to form new ones. She must escape this prison, this silence, this solitude. She must uncover the truth. Alone in her prison, she vows to escape, to find her family, and to uncover the truth. Her journey has only just begun, and she's ready to face whatever lies ahead. For her, this solitary morning is not an end, but a beginning of a fight for freedom, for truth, and for her family. Driven by desperation, she begins her frantic search for an escape route. Her heart pounds in her chest like a drum, echoing the urgency of her situation. She refuses to succumb to the suffocating fear that threatens to consume her. Instead, she channels it, letting it fuel her determination to escape. She first tries to remove the boards barricading her windows and doors, clawing at the wood with bare, unyielding fingers. She strains against the sturdy planks, muscles screaming in protest, but they stand firm, unmoving. The house, once a sanctuary, now feels like a coffin. Undeterred, she moves on, scouring every inch of her prison for a hidden door or secret passage. She probes the walls, knocks on the wooden floors, listens for the hollow echo that might signal a way out. She finds nothing but the cruel, mocking silence of her confinement. Running out of options, she considers a more drastic approach. She finds an old gardening spade in a forgotten corner of the basement and starts to dig. The soil is hard, unyielding, a mirror of her own stubbornness. She digs until her hands blister, until her back aches, until the sweat drips from her brow and soaks the ground beneath her. But the earth is relentless, and her efforts yield nothing but a shallow hole and a deepening sense of despair. Yet, despite the setbacks, despite the looming specter of hopelessness, she doesn't give up. She can't. Every failure, every dead end only hardens her resolve. She may be trapped, but she's not defeated. She's not a victim. She's a fighter. She's a mother, a wife, a woman who refuses to let her circumstances define her. With each passing moment, the odds seem to stack higher against her. Her body screams for rest, her mind pleads for sanity, but her spirit roars for freedom. She knows she must endure, must keep pushing, must keep searching, because the alternative, the thought of remaining trapped, is simply not an option. Each failed attempt only fuels her resolve. She refuses to give in. In the depths of despair, a glimmer of hope emerges. Imagine, if you will, a woman alone and trapped. Yet, in the midst of her struggle, she stumbles upon an unexpected beacon of hope, a loose board in the otherwise unyielding floor, a chance, a possibility, a lifeline. Her heart pounds in her chest as she kneels down, her fingertips brushing against the rough wood. The board creaks under the slight pressure, a promising sign. Her mind races with the possibilities that lay beneath. Could it be an escape route, or perhaps another cruel joke of her captors? She decides to take the risk. With trembling hands, she tugs at the board, the sound of splintering wood echoing in the otherwise silent house. The board gives way, revealing a hidden tunnel beneath. The sight of it, the darkness within, is both terrifying and exhilarating. Her heart flutters with a mix of fear and excitement. It's like standing at the edge of an abyss, knowing that the only way forward is to jump. The unknown is scary, yes, but it also holds the promise of freedom. It's a chance she has to take. She gathers her strength, her resolve hardening. She's come too far, endured too much to back down now. With a makeshift torch in hand, she peers into the darkness, trying to decipher what lies ahead. But the darkness holds its secrets well. She thinks of her family, their faces a bittersweet reminder of what she's lost, and what she stands to regain. Their memories fuel her courage. They are her beacon, guiding her through the darkness that awaits. She takes one last look around the room, the prison that held her captive. A sense of finality washes over her. This is it, the point of no return. With a deep breath, she plunges into the darkness, leaving her prison behind. The descent into the unknown begins. Will it lead to freedom or to another nightmare? Only time will tell. But for now, she moves forward, driven by hope and the promise of a new dawn. Through the dark, damp tunnel, she crawls towards an uncertain freedom. Her hands, raw and bleeding, scrape against the rough, unforgiving earth. The stench of damp earth fills her nostrils, a bitter reminder of her desperate situation. Yet every inch forward is a victory against the oppressive silence that surrounds her. Her journey, though fraught with danger, is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. In the belly of the earth, she battles not only physical exhaustion, but also the gnawing fear of the unknown. Every shadow, every sound could be a harbinger of doom. Yet she trudges on, her determination unwavering. Her heart pounds in her chest like a drum, echoing her fervor to break free. The woman's courage is as vast as the abyss she traverses, her tenacity a beacon in the relentless dark. She moves with a purpose, every scrape, every bruise, a badge of honor in her quest for freedom. Her breaths, ragged and uneven, are punctuated by the occasional whimper. Yet she silences her pain, her focus solely on the faint sliver of light at the end of the tunnel. As she delves deeper into the tunnel, her hope grows. The darkness, once suffocating, now seems to recede, making way for a glimmer of hope. The promise of liberation, once a distant dream, now seems within reach. The tunnel, her prison, transforms into a gateway to freedom. Her journey is arduous, but she is relentless. The oppressive silence of the tunnel is replaced by the rhythmic sound of her own heartbeat. It beats in sync with her resolve, a symphony of determination and willpower. The darkness, once a terrifying void, is now a canvas on which she paints her dreams of freedom. With the last of her strength, she pushes forward, the promise of freedom within her grasp. Her spirit unbroken, her resolve unyielding. The tunnel, once a symbol of her captivity, is now her path to liberation. Her journey, a testament to her indomitable spirit. She has faced the darkness and emerged victorious. Freedom, at last, is within her reach. Emerging from the tunnel, she squints at the sudden burst of daylight. Freedom at last. The air tastes different here, like a cocktail of relief, victory, and the sweet scent of freedom. Her heart dances to the rhythm of joy, and her skin shivers under the touch of the wind, whispering tales of liberation. She pulls herself together, standing tall, no longer a captive but a free woman. The sun, a golden disk in the sky, seems to celebrate her victory, casting long, triumphant shadows behind her. She breathes in the freedom, filling her lungs with the promise of a new beginning. Her mind quickly shifts from the joy of escape to the reality of her situation. The world outside, vast and full of possibilities, also holds the key to her family's whereabouts. A surge of determination floods her veins. She's a mother, a wife, and she won't rest until she's back in the arms of her loved ones. She looks around, taking in the unfamiliar landscape. Every tree, every blade of grass seems to echo her resolve. She's not just a survivor, she's a fighter, ready to take on any challenge that stands between her and her family. With each step she takes, she leaves behind the haunted memories of confinement. But she also carries with her the lessons she's learned, the strength she discovered within herself, the courage she never knew she possessed. She's not the same woman who woke up to a boarded-up house. She's stronger, fiercer, and more determined. Her journey to freedom has just begun. There will be obstacles, there will be challenges, but she's ready for them. Her spirit, unbroken by her ordeal, now burns brighter than ever. She's a beacon of hope, a testament to the indomitable will of the human spirit. Finally free, she steps into the world, a beacon of courage and determination, ready for the battles to come. Y'all, we're wrapping up here, but don't you go anywhere just yet. Show some love, hit that like button. Fancy more content like this? Go on, subscribe and let that bell icon ring so you won't miss a beat. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, sharing is caring. Until next time, stay tuned.